Hello everybody, this is Debbie from Teacher Success Coach. I hope that you guys are doing very well on a Saturday evening and actually taking care of yourself and implementing self-love. It is so very important that we actually implement self-love on a daily basis. Self-love is basically looking at giving yourself some love. That could look like going for a walk. It could be having a long bath. It could be having time with yourself. It could also be deciding who you are going to have spend time with you. Also, it could also be deciding who you are going to allow space in your mind. All those are self-love. Self-love is just taking care of you and seeing yourself as being very precious. The same way you fall in love with someone, you need to fall in love with yourself. And it's important that you fall in love with yourself first than you fall in love with anybody else. Because you cannot fall in love with other people until and unless you start loving you. It is so very important to love yourself. By that I mean also, you do not put things that is not healthy in your body. That's not self-love. Excessive drinking is not self-love. Anything that is done excessively to your body, that's not loving yourself. It is so very important that we start redefining what we see as self-love for ourselves. It is vital. You know, it's something that we need to be very mindful of. You know, what we do with ourselves and for ourselves. Because you cannot love anyone else until you love yourself. It's like buy yourself some flowers. Every week I buy myself flowers. I'm not waiting for anyone else to buy me flowers. I buy me flowers. Demonstrating my love for me, celebrating me and having time with me. It is so very important. And I'm also very careful and mindful who I allow space in my mind, because I don't want anybody to occupy my mind unnecessarily, because it's a waste of time. That's not self-love. It's like yesterday something happened at work. I was having lunch, and one of my colleagues called me and said, "Oh Debbie, you know, once a student want to see you." I said to her, "I'm having lunch." I say, "I'm very particular. When I'm having lunch, my lunchtime is important to me. I don't care who it is. I'm not seeing any student or anybody in my lunchtime. I'm not doing any photocopy in my lunchtime. I'm not going to see anybody in my lunchtime. I'm not having any meeting in my lunchtime. None of that. I'm not even talking to anybody in my lunchtime regarding work. My lunchtime is precious to me." And then she said to me, "Oh, okay then." Because obviously in that school, probably people just do things in their lunchtime. No, my lunchtime is precious to me. That is my time. This is when I spend time with me, either silently meditating or reading a book. Lunchtime is short anyway. That's my time. It's interesting because I was in another school a few weeks ago. I think it was about 2 months ago. And I was covering a lesson. I had to cover a lesson, and the teacher whose lesson I'm covering, she was meant to actually do the photocopying for me, etc. And when I'm looking at the lesson, you want me to cover your lesson, but you didn't do the photocopy for me, because I didn't know what I meant to teach. And then someone said to me, "Oh well, you'll have to photocopy it in your lunchtime." I said, "Nope, I'm not doing it in my lunchtime. My lunchtime is very precious to me. So the photocopy isn't done. When I get to the class, I just have to ad-lib the session. I'm not doing anything in my lunchtime, because my lunchtime, as I've just said, is precious and it's about self-care. It's so very important that as educators or anybody, when you actually have your lunchtime, you use your lunchtime for you. That is part of self-care and self-love. So be very mindful as to what you do with your lunchtime and how you spend it how you spend your lunchtime. Your lunchtime is about you taking care of yourself, loving yourself and caring for yourself. Right? So you have to be very intentional on that. What I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the opportunity to use the day to do something different, to use the day to maximize things I wasn't able to do yesterday. And I use it, you know, I am also grateful that I need to celebrate me. We need to celebrate ourselves. No one else will celebrate us. You need to be doing that intentionally. I also, in terms of something I do on a daily basis, I do it on a daily basis, but I don't do it long enough, is journaling. You need to continue, you need to journal if you have not been journaling. You need to journal intentionally. It is fantastic for your mental health. By that I mean, it doesn't have to be you buy a journal, you buy a notebook. And basically, you just journal. You just take things out of your head and put it in your journal. Because you need space in your head. You have too many things going on in your head. So it's like taking it out of your head and put it on the journal. So therefore, it's no longer in your head. It's now in the journal. So that you are giving yourself space in your head. Because too often, our head is full. So that actually causes confusion, causes stress, causes anxiety. Whereas when you start taking it out of your head and putting it in your journal, you are freeing off your mind and you're giving yourself space. Those are also aspects of self-love and self-care, giving your mind space. So it's unpacking it. You know, journaling is fantastic, but you need to do it intentionally. And also meditation as well. You also need to do that intentionally. Meditation, you could do it anyway. You don't have to wait to sit down and, you know, quiet your mind. Anyway, you are quiet your mind, you quiet your mind. It's like yesterday I said to my student, I want you to just quiet your mind and focus on what we actually did in the lesson. And I want you to summarize or recall one thing that you remember from the lesson. It's not in your book, it's in your head. So it's like unpacking your mind and just relaxing your mind and just taking it out. That's the same thing we need to do for ourselves. So those are two things I'm going to leave you with in terms of journaling intentionally, meditation intentionally, and loving upon yourself. No one would love you as you love you. Remember that. And being grateful. It is so very important that we don't take people and we don't take things for granted. We also need to be very grateful for every single thing we have in our life. It is so very important. Don't take people for granted. Don't take things for granted. We all here for a reason, for a mission and a purpose. So find out what your purpose is and live your purpose. Live your purpose as you've never lived it before, because we all are here for a reason and we all have a purpose in life. So find your purpose. Someone out there is waiting for the gift you've got, the gift that the Almighty have given you. You need to share it. Anyway, guys, take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful afternoon, morning, evening where you are. Love yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to self-care as well. I'll see you guys on Monday. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.